Welcome to the College of Charleston Virtual Open House. I'm Devin Thompson, Senior Associate Director for Admissions Events, and I will be moderating this evening's event off camera. On behalf of the entire College of Charleston Office of Admissions team and our campus partners, I'd like to extend a warm welcome to all of you and thanks for joining us. This is our second virtual open house specifically for prospective applicants and rising seniors of the entering freshman class for the fall of 2021, and we thank you for your interest in joining us. It's our hope that this evening's event will provide you with a greater understanding of the student experience at the College of Charleston. We'll cover topics related to residence life and housing, dining on campus, student employment, involvement in clubs and organizations, favorite traditions at the college, and more. For those of you who started the application process over the weekend, we'll also make sure to answer some of the questions you may have about the application process, deadlines, and our new testing policies. I also want to encourage you all to comment in the chat section tonight with a hi and let us know that you're joining us. During tonight's event, you'll have the opportunity to sit in on a residence life and dining presentation, have your pre-submitted questions answered by our panel of current students, and hear from one of our admissions counselors. To maintain social distancing, all presenters are participating remotely from separate locations. We have a ton of great information to cover in about an hour and a half before our event concludes. Some questions for panelists were taken from the survey sent out in the registration invitation. But if you have a question that is not covered tonight or you haven't asked yet, please submit it either in the chat function or to admissionsevents@cfc.edu. And one more reminder, we have guests joining in from all over the United States tonight and some internationally as well. But if you're not on the Eastern Seaboard, you may not know that we have a tropical storm coming through. So with that, please be mindful that if we have a few technical hiccups, they are storm related and we are doing our best to work past them. So moving on from that announcement, I'm excited to introduce to you all Megan Rowe and Amanda Finch. Megan Rowe is the Director of Campus Housing and Amanda Finch is the Manager for Dining Services. So I'm going to turn it over to Megan and Amanda for their presentation.
Hi everyone, my name is Megan Rowe and I'm the Director of Campus Housing at CFC. I'm so excited to be with you all virtually and tell you a little bit about living on campus. We encourage incoming new students to live on campus, and a majority of our incoming students do. It's obviously super convenient, but living on campus also has been shown to help students succeed both academically and emotionally in this fast-paced college environment. Our office is here to help you find your home away from home. We have a ton of information on our website at housing.cfc.edu. If you ever have any questions, please do not hesitate to reach out. Campus Housing can help you with room assignments, move-in, keys, and more. If you have questions about housing logistics, we are your go-to people. We also work with Residence Life to provide you your best on-campus experience. As you start to think about your college experience, I wanted to cover some of the top reasons why you should live on campus. Some of these things might be obvious, like being right next to your classrooms and the convenience and amazing value of campus dining. But we also hear time and time again the value of living in a tight-knit community, both socially and academically. Living on campus allows you to cheer on the Cougars at the TD Arena, which is just a short walk from the heart of campus. When it comes to amazing amenities, living on campus has it all. From being able to work out at our huge fitness centers that are super convenient, to hanging out with your classmates in your new home with high-speed Wi-Fi, free laundry, and even free toilet paper, living on campus allows you the freedom and convenience that are hard to find off campus. If the previous list of conveniences doesn't do it for you, consider the words of our EVP for Student Affairs, Dr. Cadell, who believes that living and dining on campus are the foundations for students to be successful, especially in their first year. Some of the halls and historic houses are reserved for upperclassmen, but our incoming students have a ton of great options to choose from. We encourage you to visit the residence halls page under housing.cfc.edu to view our 360 video tours of our halls, as well as descriptions of buildings, floor plans, and more. Students can expect a huge variety of choice in their on-campus housing. From traditional double rooms to spacious apartments, even to historic homes, we provide an awesome environment for you to learn and grow while meeting friends and forming lifelong friendships. As you think about important dates, all incoming students who pay the non-refundable tuition deposit and non-refundable housing applications fee and complete the housing application by May 1st are guaranteed on-campus housing. After May 1st, students are offered housing on a space available basis. Housing is offered to students in the order the housing application is completed. Students apply for housing via the My Housing and Dining portal on My Charleston after paying the tuition and housing application fees. More details can be found on the Apply for Housing page under the housing website. Now I would like to turn it over to Amanda to talk a little bit about dining.
Thanks so much, Megan. I appreciate it. My name is Amanda Finch, and I work with dining services at the College of Charleston. And today we're just going to go over a few basics about dining on campus and why it's so beneficial to have a meal plan, especially coming in as a first-year student. So as we move into the next slide, we have a few key bullets here to show you why being on a meal plan is so beneficial. I think the biggest thing about it is it's convenient and it's simple. Everything's loaded to your Cougar card. You have full meals taken care of. Think of us as your kitchen. We just do the cooking for you. So in our all-you-care-to-eat facilities, you can mix and match, get a variety of meals, snacks, coffee, meals to go, anything you want. We have a variety of quality options that'll make sure that you're fed throughout your experience through the College of Charleston and as a student, especially as a first year, because it can be a little bit hard getting adjusted, but the last thing you want to worry about is food. We've got you taken care of there. I also do want to point out that when you dine with us, if you have any dietary preferences, needs, food allergies, we can accommodate that. And we do have specified stations within our all-you-care-to-eat dining halls that are allergen friendly. And so if you take a peek at this map, I want to point out location number 2, and I believe it's location number 7 on the map. Yep. And those are our 2 all-you-care-to-eat facilities, and that's where you're going to find your most variety. That's where you're going to find your allergen-friendly locations. And that's where you can kind of come and go and graze as you please. I also do want to point out Marty's Place, which is location number 9 on the map. This is a very unique location to the College of Charleston, and we're very proud that it's a certified kosher facility, and it serves all vegan and vegetarian entrees. So if you're seeking that type of diet, that's a great place to dine. We also have a few of the classic favorites. Everyone loves Chick-fil-A and Starbucks, so we do have those on campus. And we also have a few markets and Pot Express convenience stores for grab-and-go needs, grocery needs. If anyone needs hygiene products, we do have stores like that on campus. And as you can see, everything's spread out. So there's a dining location within probably about a 5 to 7 minute walk from where you're at on campus. As we go into the next slide, when you look at our meal plans online, when you're trying to decide what you want as far as your meal plan goes, there is some lingo that may be unfamiliar. So I just wanted to go over that really quickly. Meal swipe basically just means that it's a swipe with your card to access our all-you-care-to-eat dining halls. Maroon meals are also like meal swipes that can be used at select retail dining locations, so Einstein's Brothers Bagels, for example. Dining dollars also come with our meal plan selections, and they work just like a debit card. Think of it as a debit account solely dedicated for food on campus. And the great thing about your dining dollars, they continue to roll over from semester to semester, from academic year to academic year until you graduate or you deplete your account. So those dining dollars are always going to stick with you unless you use them all. So that's just a brief rundown of our meal plan lingo when you're looking at your options. And then finally, a few resources here for you. I always like to say, this is where you want to grab your phone and take a quick pic. If you want to visit us online and look at our meal plan options in more detail or our dining location options in more detail, We have our website. We encourage you to go ahead and follow us so you can see what kind of fun events and activities we have going on with dining on campus. And we do have a registered dietitian as well for anybody that's seeking, you know, a special diet or dietary needs, or if they just need a little bit of counseling or coaching throughout their experience at the College of Charleston and dining with us. And that's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Megan and Amanda. Guests, please continue to submit questions if you have any, again, in the chat function, and we'll make sure to follow up as we move forward. So now we know that residence life and campus dining are huge factors in your college application and enrollment decisions, but we also know you probably have some questions about the application process, particularly now that the application has opened. So I'm going to introduce to you Assistant Director for Admissions, Hannah Fraliger, and Hannah is going to provide an overview of our admissions criteria, deadlines, the application process, and more. Hannah?
Thank you so much, Devin. So before I get started, I just want to introduce myself a little bit and tell you a little bit about myself. My name is Hannah Fraliger, as Devin said. I'm the Assistant Director for Admissions here at the college. I've been working in the office for about 3 years. I'm also an alum of the college. I graduated in 2016. I was a middle grades education major while I was here, involved in Greek life. I was an orientation leader. There's a few other things as well. I currently work with students from North Carolina, New York, and Texas. So if you're from either of those states, hello, I'm your admissions counselor. Can't wait to work with you. But if you would like to know who your admissions counselor is to kind of work through this process, on our website, all of our counselors' contact information is on our website. So don't hesitate to reach out to them if you have any questions. They're definitely here to help you through this process. So I'm kind of going to go over a little bit of our application, a few other components as well. These are all application pieces. We've had a few changes for this fall, so definitely want to take note of those. Everything will be on our website, and like I said, don't hesitate to reach out to your admissions counselor if you have questions afterwards, or put any questions in the chat. I know my colleagues will be happy to answer them. So the application, so what do you need to submit? So we do have an online application. It just went live a couple days ago. So if you're a rising senior looking to apply, we have our own online application. There are 2 ways that you can apply. You can apply on our website, cfc.edu/apply, or on the Common App. Either one works. Doesn't matter which one you do. Either one is totally fine. We don't prefer one way or the other, whichever one is easier for you. And then our second piece is test scores. So our biggest change for this fall is that we have chosen to go test optional. So that is going to be an option for you this fall if you are a rising senior. If you're a rising junior or a rising sophomore, just keep in mind this is kind of like a 1-year test pilot program. And so next summer we will reevaluate this process and see if we want to continue it for years to come. But so as of right now, this is a 1-year test. So our rising seniors, this will apply to you. So we are test optional. It will not hurt you if you choose not to submit test scores. That will be up to you. So if you do choose, we will need those. But again, we are test optional. We'll need a high school transcript or college transcript if you are a transfer student. And then we'll eventually need dual enrollment credit transcripts if you're taking any dual enrollment classes as a high school student. And then there are 2 essay components. They are both optional, but I strongly recommend submitting one, if not both of these essay pieces. The first essay will be topics from the Common App. You know, Common App lists a couple of different essay questions, so you can submit one of those. And then the other one is an optional personal statement. This is a great area to tell us a little bit more about yourself, things that we can't gauge directly from the application. Maybe your grades dipped a little bit sophomore year. So you wanted to tell us a little bit about that, how you overcame that, things like that. The personal statement is a great place to utilize this. Just things that we can't gauge directly, the personal statement will be optimal for this. I do also want to mention that we do have an honors college on our campus. And so if you're looking to apply to the honors college, there are a few extra pieces that you'll need. So with the honors college, it's the same pieces as the general application. And then you will also need a resume, a letter of recommendation, and a separate honors essay that will be required. Test scores however, are also optional for the Honors College. So if you're applying to the Honors College, you also can apply test optional, but those other 3 pieces will be required to be considered for the Honors College. Next, please. Okay, so if you do choose to submit test scores, this is kind of what we look for. Again, we are test optional, so it will not hurt you in any way if you choose not to submit scores. But this is a little bit of what our scores will look like. This is what the 50% of freshmen admitted for fall 2020. These are the scores. A little bit of a differentiation between in-state and out-of-state. We do super score. So if you take the SAT 2 or 3 times, you want to send us all of your scores, definitely do that and we'll give you the best possible outcome. Again, we are test optional. And then the other component is our GPA, and we just say about an AB average on your transcript. We don't have a specific number because we know schools weigh, unweigh GPAs. So to avoid that confusion, we just say about an AB average on your transcript. If you're looking to apply to the Honors College, they're looking for mostly A's, some rigorous coursework, some honors, AP, IB classes, whatever your school offers. They're definitely going to look at those components as well. Everyone's favorite topic, tuition and fees. So this is the tuition for 2019-2020 academic year. As you can see, the difference between in-state, out-of-state tuition, and then this is the average room and board cost. Some of our residence halls are more expensive than others. And it's a great thing you can do is if you go on our website and just search CFC residence halls, there'll be a whole list of the residence halls on there, and then a breakdown of cost per semester so you can see the differences between them. And then you can also click on the different residence halls and you can see a 3D layout of them. So it's really helpful to kind of see the sizing of the different residence halls because they are all built a little bit differently. So this will be helpful to kind of see what layout might be best fit for you as it pertains to cost and things like that. They're all listed on the website. The only one that incoming freshmen, I believe, cannot live in is George Street apartments. The rest, you can definitely gauge freshman housing. Are they co-ed? Are they all female, all male? That is all listed on the website. So I definitely recommend checking that out. So these are our application deadlines. And so these have a little bit changed from last year. So our biggest one was the early decision deadline is October 15th this year. So early decision is binding, and if you don't know what that means, that is you telling us, I want to come to CFC no matter what. CFC is my #1 choice. There's nothing standing in the way of me applying to the college. That is the October 15th deadline, and you will get your decision by December 1st, and you will deposit in January if you're accepted. And then early action deadline is December 1st, and you will get your decision by February 1st. And then there is also the Honors College component. So if you're interested in applying to the Honors College, I also recommend applying by the December 1st deadline, just so you can be considered for additional scholarships that might be available. And then February 15th is our regular notification deadline, and you'll hear back by April 1st. And then National Decision Days is kind of when you decide when you're going to go to college. And where you're going to go. That deadline is May 1st. That's when you'll pay your enrollment deposit, housing application, everything will be due. And having everything submitted by May 1st will guarantee you on-campus housing. I also want to mention, I forgot to mention in the previous slide about tuition. Just by applying to the college, you're automatically considered for merit-based scholarships. So there's nothing extra you'll have to do there. Just by applying, you'll be automatically considered. And then there's also departmental scholarships that you can apply for. If you kind of know what major you want to pursue, it's really helpful if you put on your application what your interests are. If you're interested in business, marine biology, everything, that will prompt us to send you some information about different scholarships that will be available within those different schools. So it's definitely helpful to kind of mark what your interested majors might be, and so if there's any scholarship opportunities, especially for freshmen, will be very helpful. And then if you have any questions about financial aid, our office and the financial aid office is always available to help you with any of those questions. And I believe that is all that I have to present. Again, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out in the chat, or your admissions counselor. We're here to help with any questions that you might have along the way.
Thanks, Hannah. I would also just remind you all, and I'll probably continue to remind everyone tuning in to check out our virtual visitor center on the admissions website. It's a really great resource for a variety of ways to get in touch with our office while we're still in this kind of virtual component, but it will definitely allow you to connect with your counselor one-on-one like Hannah was suggesting to do. So please continue to keep track of that and don't hesitate to reach out to our team because we're here for you 100%. So now that we've heard about the application process and what we're looking for, we know you want to hear from our current students. They have the best insight and they love to share their perspectives with you. So I'm going to introduce now Senior Associate Director for Visitor Services, Will Chase. And Will is going to introduce you all to our student panelists that are going to be speaking with you this evening. Will?
Great, thank you, Devin. It's a pleasure to be with you all tonight, as well as Tropical Storm Isis. It's an interesting time here in Charleston, but we're here for it. So we have a remarkable group of students joining us tonight on our student panel. We have a number of great questions that were pre-submitted in the chat, as well as in your registration. So we're excited to get to those. I would ask that our student panelists please introduce yourself if you're answering for the first time, so our guests and watchers can know who you are and get to know you a little bit better. With that, let's jump right into the questions. So our first question that was submitted asks, what is the #1 tip you would give to a prospective student preparing for college?
Hi, my name's Jordan Sweeney. I can take this one. Like I said, my name's Jordan. I'm going to be a sophomore from Baltimore, Maryland, majoring in hospitality and tourism management. And my #1 advice for a prospective student preparing for college would probably be to put yourself out there and try new things, whether that be a club or a sports team. You'd meet so many amazing people and can find a sense of family really quickly within the college. I know I did this and it really helped out with my freshman year and was a great way to just meet a bunch of new people and learn my way around campus.
Great, thank you, Jordan. Our next question asks, what do you love most about the College of Charleston? This would be an easy one.
I can go ahead and take that one. My name is Kalea Perez. I am from Chantilly, Virginia originally. I'm going to be a rising junior majoring in communication with a minor in women and gender studies. This is a tough one because there are a list of things that I love about the College of Charleston, but I think the thing I love the most is that you have the city and the beach, and so there's so much to do. That also, because you're in a city, gives you access to so many incredible internships, a lot of networking and great connections. We have things like the Charleston Wine and Food Festival, we have Fashion Week, we have Spoleto, which is an art festival. So there's just so much to do and endless opportunities if you take advantage of them.
Thank you, Kalea, and truly never a dull moment, that's for sure. So our next question asks, can you talk about the opportunities students have to get involved and make a difference on campus or in the city of Charleston?
Hey, I can go ahead and take this one. My name is Nick Brown. I am originally from Greer, South Carolina. I'm a graduate student at the College of Charleston, but I also went to the College of Charleston for my undergrad. I finished in 2017 with majors in theater and marketing. I was the president of the tour guide organization as well as a member of the Honors College, and now I'm getting my MAT in performing arts education. So at the college, there are over 200 clubs and organizations that you can choose to be a part of. So there's a lot of stuff to get involved with and to make a difference on campus. If you have a particular interest that you feel the college does not have a club or organization for, you can actually get some other students who might be interested in the same thing and form your own club. And then in terms of civic engagement, we have a wonderful office for civic engagement. So they're going to help you find volunteer opportunities on campus on the Charleston Peninsula, as well as they have alternative spring break programs where they'll go and to a different place, whether it be somewhere in the US or whether it be in a foreign country, and they'll do some civic engagement projects there as well. So there's a lot of good ways to get involved on campus and to make a difference in your campus and then in your city, in your world.
Great, thank you, Nick. Our next question asks, how accessible are the professors outside of office hours? What if I need help from other offices on campus, and are they flexible with student schedules?
I can take this one. Hi, it's Jordan again. Professors are very flexible when it comes to office hours, at least in my experience. I had a very hectic second semester class-wise, so finding time to meet with my teachers during their time was a little bit difficult. But as long as you reached out to them and just told them what was going on, they were always willing to find another time to meet with you guys and to speak with us. So that was really helpful, whether that was meeting in their office or even meeting on Starbucks in the library. They always found the time to help out their students.
Awesome. Thank you, Jordan. Our next question asks, what has been your favorite class at CFC so far and why?
I can take this one again. My favorite class has been my Intro to Hospitality and Tourism Management class. I took in my first semester, and we were able to take things that were going on within the city of Charleston and within the world in general and make it applicable to the hospitality and tourism management realm. So for example, the hurricane that came through first semester, we were able to talk about how it affected hotels and different companies and businesses within the hospitality realm. Our teacher brought in a bunch of speakers to help us understand more of what event planning looks like, what managing a hotel looks like. So we really just made it applicable to what was going on within Charleston at the time and made it really interesting for us.
All right, thanks again, Jordan.
Yeah.
Our next question asks, what is it like to be a freshman or first year student at CFC?
I can take this one. So it's Kalea Perez again. Being a first year or freshman student at the College of Charleston or at any school really can be nerve-wracking, intimidating, maybe even a little bit scary. But I think it's important to remember that everybody's going through the same thing and everybody is just as nervous, just as scared, maybe even a little lost like you are. But there's so many great people at the college to help you get through that. There's so many amazing professors. And because it's not a very big school, I think you feel a sense of community right away. Like I said, I'm from Northern Virginia, so I was fairly close to DC, which is a very big city. So coming to a city like Charleston, where it's not as big, you feel like you have a little bit more of an easier grasp and find your way around pretty easily. So.
Hi, my name is Trevor. I'm from the Chicago area. I'm majoring in international studies and minoring in Spanish. And I could kind of piggyback off what she said. My freshman year was a little different in comparison to a lot of the student body because I was sent to London my first semester from CFC. And when I came in my second semester, I felt like super included. It wasn't kind of one of those things where you transfer in and felt a little odd. It really is a sense of community here. If you just throw yourself into it, you'll make friends super easily, and I'd say the college is just really good at keeping you in there.
Awesome. Thank you, Kalea and Trevor. We have another question here. It asks, what is school spirit like at CFC, especially since there is not a football team?
I'll go ahead and answer that. Hi, I'm Jay Scott. School spirit is definitely still a thing. Our basketball team is one of the biggest. We have like the biggest events on campus. So like whenever people go to those games, you already see people painted, you see people with their shirts on, their gear. So it's always a fun thing to see. Also our other teams, our soccer teams, they definitely have a lot of clout on campus. Like it's just so cool seeing a lot of the teams get a lot of energy from the students considering the fact we don't have football.
Cool. Thanks, Jay. Just a reminder, if you're just joining us, feel free to comment in the chat. Let us know that you're here. Tell us where you're from. We are going into our student panel here. So we'll jump to the next question. It asks, what is your favorite spot on campus and why?
Hi, my name is Paige Miller. I can take this question. I'm from Columbia, South Carolina, and I'll be a rising senior this year, which is fun and super exciting. My major is art history, and I'm also a double major in economics. And other than that, on campus, I'm a member of Delta Gamma sorority, and I have 2 on-campus jobs. My favorite spot on campus you're going to hear this a lot from a lot of people, but the Cistern is the spot like right in the middle of campus with the beautiful Randolph Hall. And the great thing about all the live oak trees is it's one of the few spots on campus where there's shade on a hot day. So it's a great place to stop between classes, to read, grab a cup of coffee. Plus it's central, so it's a great place to meet friends. Also, the atrium in the School of Business, the Beatty Atrium, is a really great place to study that most people don't know about or utilize.
All right, thanks, Paige. Our next question asks, how is the food on campus? We talked a little bit about this earlier, and do students eat mostly on or off campus?
I could take this one. Hi, I'm Jay again. The food on campus, delicious. I am a foodie, so I'm not very picky. So I've eaten at every dining hall, and it's rare that I have a bad day. I mean, everybody has bad days, but like most of the time, there's always something you can eat, whether it's a sandwich, a salad. There's always something that you can get, even if you're picky. And my favorite dining hall, I'd have to say I'd say it's Liberty, mainly because they have an ice cream machine, and I love ice cream. But that's just me. I know people may have different things on that, but I don't see a problem with the food.
All right, thanks, Jay. Our next question asks, do I have to live on campus all 4 years? If I live on campus as a junior, is it still like a freshman dorm? Paige, you're muted.
Hi, it's Paige. I can take this one. So no, you do not have to live on campus all 4 years. A lot of students, including myself, choose to live off campus. There's a great market for living in historic houses, so that's a really cool thing about Charleston. You can take advantage of that. But there are a ton of on-campus housing options, even for freshmen. They're not all just doubles with 2 beds. A lot of options. You have your own sink, your own bathroom. Some styles, like in McAllister, you actually have a kitchenette area and a living room. The same thing in Barry. And as upperclassmen, you can apply to live in apartment-style housing where you have full kitchens, your own bedroom, etc. Warren is an apartment-style housing, and so are the George Street apartments.
Great, thanks, Paige. And as Megan mentioned in the beginning of our open house today, there's no housing requirement for the College of Charleston, so you don't have to live on campus in your freshman year, although we do highly recommend it. It makes for a great start to your college experience and a great student life on campus. So our next question asks, do most students join Greek life on campus? Are there other things to get involved with if I choose not to go through sorority or fraternity recruitment?
Hi, this is Jordan. I can take this one. We are not a go Greek or go home school. Greek life is definitely there if you want it, and it's there if you just want to kind of see what it's like. We're about 20 to 25% Greek. I decided not to rush. I decided to go a different route and just look at a bunch of clubs and organizations we had and joined one of those. I know a bunch of people that are a part of Greek life and absolutely love it. So it's not, don't feel pressured to join Greek life. I know I did in the beginning because I was going to school in the South and thought I had to join a sorority. But that's definitely not the case at Charleston. You're definitely going to find a group of people that you mesh well with and want to hang out with, whether that is in Greek life or not.
Great, thanks, Jordan. So continuing on with the student life questions, what are some of the most unique clubs at CFC?
Okay, I can take this one. My name is Jada Young. I'm a rising junior at the college, majoring in political science. As it's been mentioned before, it's very important to get involved on campus. And some of my favorite and most unique organizations on campus, and this is literally just to name a few. You have like Minorities in Medicine, which is pretty explanatory. You have 7360 Dance Crew. It's actually a K-pop dance crew. It's really, really cool. There's an education club called All Y'all. It's about adult literacy and just getting you exposed to education in real world scenarios. We have a Kendo club, comedy club, and we actually have a Doctors Without Borders student chapter. So we have a lot of really, really cool organizations on campus, and it's definitely going to be an organization that is built just for you.
All right, thank you, Jada. Our next question asks, what are the student gyms like on campus?
I'll take this one as well. So we have like two main gym centers on campus, the George Street Fitness Center and the Johnson and Silcox centers. So the George Street Fitness Center is one of my favorites. I tend to go there just about every day. They have a lot of cardio equipment, weight machines. They have free weights as well as benches. And we also have lockers and showers so that, you know, if you have to run to the gym in between classes or work, that's available as well. Secondly is the Johnson and Silcox centers. A lot of our physical education classes do take place in that building, but we also have 4 basketball courts, 5 volleyball courts, 6 badminton courts, and a space for indoor soccer. We have tracks there. We do have a small workout area, kind of similar to the the George Street Center. We have squash. I'm not sure if any of y'all are familiar with that sport. Lots of multi-purpose rooms, and we do have the lockers and showers in that building as well.
Thanks, Jada. Plenty to choose from, it sounds like. So our next question, I think, is a great question. It asks, what makes the student body at CofC unique?
All right, so this is Trevor. I'll take this one. So I'd say the CofC student body is unique in a lot of different ways. Of course, one thing that a lot of people either really do know about or have no idea is our male to female ratio is coming in around 60-40, 60 being the female ratio, which is super different in most cases from a lot of the colleges around the country, which are pretty split down 50-50. So that's just something kind of to think about. The school spirit of the student body is something that's also super different than schools, let's say like USC and Clemson, where, you know, they're pretty much just rooting for their sports teams, football teams. When CofC is more so school spirit about the city of Charleston and the school itself, let alone just us focusing on our sports teams, which is something I find really cool.
And I can piggyback on what Trevor was saying. This is Nick Brown again. Something else that makes the student body really unique and kind of the overall experience of being on campus and going to the College of Charleston is that it is a liberal arts and sciences university. So when you're attending your classes, you can be in a business class but sitting next to an arts major, or if you're in a science class, you can be sitting next to, you know, a sociology major. And so the kind of combining of disciplines there and the discussion that they create within your classes is really cool. You also don't see people in cliques really. So by that I mean, like Jordan was saying, if you are in Greek life, you're probably not going to just associate with people in Greek life. You'll also associate with people who are not in Greek life. If you're in the honors college, you'll make some great friends at the honors college, but you also make really great friends who aren't in the honors college. So there's a lot of intermingling of people, which I think makes it really unique to the College of Charleston.
All right, thank you, Nick and Trevor. Our next question here asks, as a student, do you feel the College of Charleston student body and campus culture promotes inclusivity and diversity? How so?
All right, I'll go ahead and take this one. So it's Kalea Perez again. I want to start off by saying, as a student who has a pretty diverse background, diversity was definitely something that I looked for when coming to college, whether that was the College of Charleston or anywhere else. Like I said, I'm from Northern Virginia, so I grew up around diversity and looked for that in the next school I was going to. Touring the College of Charleston, I think it was evident that with the city's history, that diversity is an ongoing issue, as it is in many schools around the country. And so I felt that that was something that I wanted to be a part of. I wanted to be that change. I didn't see necessarily, I'm not going to lie to you guys and say that I saw a school that was had everything I looked for in terms of diversity and inclusion, but in my mind, that was something that I wanted to work on and I wanted to fix with the student body at CofC. And so since coming to the College of Charleston, I feel that they have taken so many steps in the right direction in terms of diversity. We hired President Shu, who is an Asian immigrant who's doing a lot of great things. One of them being the new implementation of the Black Alumni chapter that he's working with. From personal experience, my mom, Amy Takayama Perez, is the new Vice President of Enrollment. And so I don't want to be biased, but I have a firsthand experience seeing what she does behind the scenes and how she works with minority students. And so I feel like the college is taking a lot of those good steps in the right direction. And I'm sorry I'm going overboard, but I feel like these are important things to note, that wherever you guys go and whatever schools you're looking at, that you want to look for diversity, because it's going to make your college experience so amazing. And if you don't necessarily see the things that you're looking for, get involved, be the change, and really try to make, your school the best it can be.
Great, thank you for that insight. So our next question, we're about halfway through with our student panel. How would you describe the student body and your fellow students at the College of Charleston?
Hey guys, it's Morgan. I can take that one. I'm Morgan Clinton. I'm from Columbia, South Carolina. I'm class of 2021 here at the College of Charleston, majoring in theater with a concentration in performance and costume design. So kind of like what Ms. Perez just said, we are absolutely diverse here at the college. You got people who come from all different backgrounds. You're going to be sitting right next to them in classes, learning from them. We have professors and faculty and staff who come from different backgrounds. And I think it's amazing that we're able to learn from each other, because that's what's really going to get you prepared for the real world. Also, we're fun. We're fun. We're well-rounded individuals. We don't just focus on one area. We're really smart. We're super into academics. No, we're well-rounded. We're involved in different clubs. And I think that's awesome, because we are prepared for the real world and, the workforce once we're done with college. So those are some things that I think describe our student body here.
Great, thanks, Morgan. Our next question asks, what aspects of student life were most important to you during the college search process?
Sorry about that. I'll take this one. It's Kalei again. So I was very indecisive when choosing schools. I didn't know if I wanted to be next to the beach. I didn't know if I wanted to be in a city. And so the College of Charleston kind of had all of that in one nice little package. And so I came to the College of Charleston, and I kind of liked that the class sizes were a lot smaller too. It gives you a much better opportunity to get close to your professors. They're going to know your name, you're going to know their name. We do have a few lecture classes when you're in your general education classes, but for the most part, attending office hours and participating in class, you really get to know your professors very well, as well as the students around you, which also helps with connections and networking and getting involved around campus. We also have over 200 clubs, and getting involved was something that I really looked for and was important to me. And so the College of Charleston has students who are interested in the environment, in film, fashion, volunteering, athletics. And so I liked that the college had a little bit of everything for everyone.
Great, thanks, Kalea. Next question asks, what are the pros and cons of living on campus and the pros and cons for living off campus?
Hi, I'm Jay Scott again. I'd say that living on campus, there are a lot of pros because depending on where you live at on campus, you're going to be right there at your classes. So if you have a class at 10:30, get out at 11:15, you can quickly go back to your room and make it to your 11:30 class without any issues. I'd say that's one of the biggest pros that I had this past semester, because I was forgetting stuff all the time. But if there were any true cons to living on campus, I guess it's not readily having access to outside areas, like looking at if you want to go North Charleston, you have to find a bus or find a friend who has a car and go there. But really, everything you need is on campus. So the only cons would be when you try to find things off campus.
All right.
And just piggybacking off of that, it's Trevor again. I'd say another pro to campus is you are put in with a bunch of students in proximity to you, so your social life kind of gets that boost. You don't have to really go out as much to make your friends, because all of your friends can be right next door to you. Another pro would be you don't have to deal with Charleston landlords, which is something that is just a whole nother story. And I would say the only other cons that you could think about would be if you're planning on having like an overnight guest, you have limits on that kind of stuff, but all that stuff is so, situational. So I would say, living on campus, especially as a freshman, would be a huge pro.
Great, thank you, Jay and Trevor. Again, if you're just joining us, feel free to comment in the chat. We've got some great questions coming in. We are answering those questions live, so feel free to continue asking those live questions. Our next question is, what is the best way to meet people and make friends as a new student at CofC?
Hi, Jay Scott again. The best way to meet people and make friends is get out of your room. Please get out of your room, because a lot of people who are not satisfied with college stay in their room. They don't go to college-held events. The first few weeks of school at the College of Charleston, we have something called the Weeks of Welcome, and it has a lot of events that you can go out. Different organizations host events where you can get free gear for College of Charleston. You can make bracelets, free food. That was my main motivation. And then you meet people. You meet people who may be different than you, and you start talking and you become friends over those differences or friends over those similarities. So the best thing to do is get out of your room.
Thanks, Jay. Free food, always a plus, so I agree. Our next question asks about sort of the work-life balance. It asks, what are students able to work while at college? Do most work on or off campus? Is it hard to balance work with your coursework and other activities or responsibilities?
Hi, everybody. I'm Jordan Smith, and I'll take this one. So as I said, I'm Jordan. I'm a senior early childhood education major at the College of Charleston, and I'm from Florence, South Carolina. Students are able to work on campus and off campus. It's a pretty decent mixture of students working either on or off campus. A lot of students, in some cases, do both. The college definitely offers a lot of opportunities and will share opportunities with students on getting jobs. We have a whole center for getting jobs on campus. And it's all about time management with working on campus. This year I was able to have 2 jobs. I took 18 credits, and I was very active on campus. So it's all about time management skills. Get a planner and just make sure you write down everything so you won't miss out on any assignments.
Great, thank you, Jordan. Our next question asks, have you ever felt like the college experience, either workload or adjustment to living away from home, emotionally, etc., has been really hard? If so, what resources at CofC helped you overcome that feeling?
Hi, it's Paige. I can take that question. So I think something that a lot of people don't talk about is that the adjustment to college can be hard. While it's great in a lot of ways, I know that going into college, I just thought it was going to be like this amazing experience, which it totally is. But homesickness is real. Being away from your family is real. And I think the best thing you can do, mimicking like what other people are saying, is just building a community on campus. Of course, that's not always enough. So there are a ton of student services like Cougar Counseling. Professors are also always willing to help. Like, one thing I learned is just ask. If you know you're not turning that paper in on time and you're dealing with a lot, like, it just never hurts to ask. Explain the situation. Maybe you'll get an extension, maybe you won't, but always ask. Professors at CofC really care about their students, so just be very upfront about anything you're dealing with them. There's the Center for Academic Persistence, and the absence memo office is great if you have to miss classes. Like, I had my wisdom teeth removed and it went really bad, so I had to miss a ton of classes, but they worked with me, and the campus offices are awesome. So.
All right, thank you, Paige. Next question asks, what is one thing you might change about CofC, and what is one thing that you would never want to change about the college?
Okay, I'll take this one. It's Jada again. This question was like really, really hard. So what I came up with is kind of a double-edged sword. So if I could change anything about CofC, I would temporarily change location sometimes. Like the reality that Will is facing right now with the hurricane, we are on the coast. So a lot of times, I had to leave school because of hurricanes. You know, that stinks. That's a reality of living by the beach, but that's also one of the things that I would never change. I love Charleston so much. Just like the beauty that you can see just going into school. It's really just, I don't know, it's really just magical. It was, Charleston was a place that I fell in love with. We joke and say before I was even able to fall in love, my mom fell in love with it. So I definitely love the location. I love the beaches, the beauty of Charleston and all of that. So if I could change anything, it would be the location, but I wouldn't change it.
All right, Jada, thank you. Our next question asks, does the student body have a voice at the college?
Hey guys, it's Morgan again. I can take this question. So if you guys aren't picking it up, I'm a very vocal person. So if there's something that I don't like, that I don't have a problem reaching out to, if not directly President Shu, if not directly the ombudsperson, Evelyn Nato, my professors, I don't have a problem doing so, and a lot of my peers don't as well. You know, if there's something that happens that we're not fond of, we'll have rallies. We will email people. We'll, you know, make our voice heard. We'll sign petitions, different things like that. So like, yes, we do have a voice. Yes, it is heard. Even with recent things that have been going on in society, you know, we voice our opinions on them. Our president has heard us, and he implements different things that we can do to address those issues as they pertain to the College of Charleston. And I love that, because there's a lot of institutions who don't care what you feel as a student. And that's absolutely the opposite here at the College of Charleston. They listen to us, and they actively work to make the changes that we want to see. So yeah, I think we absolutely have a voice here at the college.
Great, thank you, Morgan. Our next question, short and sweet, it asks, do you feel safe on campus?
Hi, it's Paige. I can take this one. So especially as a female, safety was very important to me when I was looking at colleges. And as on many college campuses, CFC has a blue light system, which they're basically towers, and they're called the blue light system because they have a blue light. And you can always, there's one within your line of vision wherever you are on campus. And you can press that button and emergency services will be to you, I think within 2 minutes it is. Also, public safety is always available for escorts when you're coming back from the library or a campus building late at night. I'm also a big believer in the buddy system. And if you're out in Charleston at any time, the Cougar shuttle will pick up students as well.
All right, thank you, Paige. Our next question asks, is there career counseling available, and is it available to students after they graduate?
Hey, Nick Brown here. I can take this as well. There is career counseling available. We have a really great career center at the College of Charleston. They're going to help you with resume building skills. You can do drop-in appointments or appointments for career counseling. They can help you take like different personality tests to see what you might be more skilled at. They also host job fairs throughout the school year. They help with graduate school fairs, and the resources are going to last up to 3 years after you graduate from the college. So that's a really good plus. Once you graduate, you still get 3 years of services from the Career Center. Also, you can get in touch with your major professors as well, because they are really connected in Charleston, in the world, in the country. And so they're going to help you find resources as well.
Awesome. Thank you, Nick. So our next question is about residence life, and it asks, are there shared spaces in all of the residence halls, like lounges and kitchens? Do students use those a lot to meet others, or do people mostly stay in their rooms?
Hi y'all, this is Jordan again, and I'll take this one. So in residence halls without suites, there are shared kitchen spaces, and there's lounges in all residence halls for students to socialize or prepare food if they'd like. It depends on the student if they decide to utilize this area. It is really nice if they do decide to come out their room and socialize with people, because at all times you can find someone in that shared lounge area. And you'll also find events that RAs host basically weekly in these areas as well. So I encourage y'all to take full advantage and go out and meet people.
Perfect. Thank you, Jordan. Our next question asks, are you randomly assigned a roommate, or can you request who you want to live with on campus?
It's Morgan, and I can take that one again. And Will, you can add as well if I don't say this right. But from my understanding, you will only be assigned a roommate if you don't pick a roommate initially when you do your housing app. So the way that works is like, oh, you'll fill out this questionnaire. They'll get a feel for how you are as a person, what sort of things you like and your interests, and you'll be paired with someone based on those interests. And so, yes, you can pick a roommate if you would like. I think it's just recommended that you guys pick the same housing preferences at the same time as well. So like fill out your campus housing app together or at the same time, and also pick the same building preferences, because you know, if you guys don't select each other, you can't be a roommate. And also say that y'all pick 2 different buildings, like they can't match you that way. So just make sure that if you are wanting to room with somebody, yes, you guys both need to do a campus housing app, but you also need to pick the same building preferences and preferably do it at the same time. I don't know if I answered that correct, Will.
Yeah, that's great, Morgan. Like she said, the earlier the better when choosing housing as well as a roommate. You're welcome to do either, whether it's filling out a profile or rooming with someone you already know. All right, so jumping to our next question, are the dorms far from campus? Can I get to my room to class without a car?
I'll take this one. So all residence halls are no more than about a 10-minute walk from the main campus. You do not have to drive anywhere if you live on campus. You can walk everywhere, and it's very convenient. The only reason you'd really need a car is when you're venturing off campus, but to get around campus, you do not need one at all.
All right, thank you, Jordan. Our next question about dining, is the dining hall able to accommodate dietary restrictions and allergies? And I think we did answer this early on in the presentation, but if you'd like to add anything, students, you're welcome to.
Hey, it's Jay again. Definitely there are accommodations for everybody. There's Marty's Place, which is our vegan, vegetarian, and kosher dining hall, where you can go and it's made to order. Basically, they have Beyond Burgers. They have it tastes almost like a real burger. Like I was surprised when I got it. They have a lot of options there, and it's not just for people who have vegan or who are vegan, vegetarian, kosher. It's for people with dietary restrictions. And also we have an on-campus dietitian who can work with you and talk to you about different places that you can go get some food from.
Great, thank you, Jay. So we got a few more questions left. The next question is, do students get involved with activities in the city of Charleston, or do they mostly stay on campus? If they do, what are some things that you like to do in town?
So I'll take this one. This is Jada again. Students definitely get super duper involved in the city of Charleston, just because, as Jordan mentioned before, you know, there's so much to do that's there that you don't even need a car for. So while there are things to do in the surrounding areas like North Charleston, James Island, Somerville, there's really a lot to do within your own backyard. For myself, like I like riding to the Battery on my bike. You also can just like walk there. It's like a 10-15 minute walk or bike ride. We also have bike rentals on campus where you have an app, you can just upload money onto the app and pick up your bike at any of the little kiosk stations that we have around campus or around the city. Regardless, we also have a music farm. This is a music festival that happens a couple of times throughout the year. We have Spoleto Art Festival, the Fresh Market that takes place in Marion Square. You also have Second Sunday on King. It's like this huge food, art, music festival. It's really, really cool. Then you also have the beach. So there's a lot to do on campus, but even if you do have a car and are able to go and venture off campus, that's definitely something that students take advantage of as well.
All right, thank you, Jada. Next question is, have there been any recent student protests on campus? What were students protesting and how did the school respond?
I'm Jay Scott. I'll take that question. With the previous presidential administration for College of Charleston, there were a few incidents where some students made racially insensitive videos or posts on social media, and a lot of students came together, made petitions. There was even a staged walkout where students protested and explained how they felt. And I can gladly and proudly say that we have not had many incidents under President Xu. And if there were any incidents, they were handled publicly, not behind the scenes, pushed under the rug. They were publicly handled.
All right, thank you, Jay. Our next question asks, what are some of your favorite CFC traditions?
Hi, this is Jordan again, and I'll take this one. My absolute favorite CFC tradition is our graduation. It's so beautiful. We graduate in the cistern. There's no caps and gowns. Graduates wear all white. Usually the ladies carry kind of a bouquet of flowers, and then the males wear a nice boutonniere. This is the first time that most graduates will walk across the cistern. So it's such an exciting moment. It's beautiful. And then also, if you've never seen our campus at Christmas, I recommend you guys come down and see it. There's lights hanging everywhere in the cistern, and we also have light shows, and it's really nice.
Awesome, Jordan. Yeah, with a school 250 years old, guaranteed to be plenty of traditions to take part in. All right, our next question is our second to last question, and it asks, is there public transportation available to students if they don't have a car on campus?
Hey, it's Jay. There are multiple ways that you can take public transportation. I had a volunteer organization that I was working with, and I traveled to the local, or one of the local elementary schools. And what I did was I took the CARTA bus. It's a free system within Charleston. You take the bus and it takes you to a certain stop. And I used that pretty much all my freshman year to get to where I needed to go. Yeah, and then if you need to go to one of the off-campus housing, I know NOMO, which is one of the student housings off campus, they have a shuttle that takes you to and from there.
Great, thank you, Jay. And our last question asks, why did you choose CFC?
All right, I'll take this one. Once again, this is Trevor. So I chose CFC for a few different reasons. I took a 13-school college visit with my dad my senior year, and he tacked on CFC, and I did not want to go. I was going for FEC, like over 20,000 students. That was my goal. When I came here, I completely fell in love. And when I got my acceptance letter from them, it was actually a bridge program, which I previously had mentioned that I went to London my first semester as a freshman, which is something that I never heard from any other school. And that really pulled me in to CFC because I was born and raised in Chicago, and I wanted to get out of the Midwest, and I wanted to get away from the snow more than anything. Charleston was actually the closest school that I applied to. I wanted a beach that wasn't Lake Michigan. And when I came here, I just felt right away, it was one of those feelings I felt at home. Charleston just had everything that I needed.
I'll also add to that as well. So I chose the College of Charleston. First of all, I had a really good relationship with some of the admissions counselors. I've been able to build a great relationship with some of our counselors. And I also attended the multicultural overnight visitation experience, which is amazing for students, who are interested in the College of Charleston to take advantage of. So I was able to stay on campus and, get close to other students here at the college at the time. And so I just love the sense of family here, people who actually care about you. Of course, I had looked at other institutions before, and I just had my heart dead set on them. But then, once I visited the College of Charleston and I really got to see how beautiful the campus was and how, like I said, that sense of family, that was a real big thing for me because going into school, your freshman year can be scary. It really can. And so it's awesome to say, like, I can reach out to Kenyatta Grimmage, or I can reach out to Michelle McDowell, different counselors here, Ms. Debbie Counts, and really just like lean on them for that assistance and that help. And knowing that if I have any questions, they're going to be there for me. If I need a shoulder to cry on, they're going to be there. If I just want to get lunch, they'll be there. So I chose the college, and also because we have a major theater department. So I'm a theater major. Our theater department is phenomenal. So if you guys are into the arts, definitely be checking out more information on our department. Dance, all of that is absolutely phenomenal here. Our professors, they do great work in the industry already. So it's really good to be working with people who have experience so they can also connect you with some of their networks. So yeah, that's why I chose the college.
I can chime in on this one too, if that's okay. Hi, it's Jordan Sweeney. I toured a couple colleges before I decided to look at CFC, and I got on campus with my family and absolutely fell in love. All three of us walked off campus and was like, if I don't go here, something's crazy. It was my absolute dream school. I came from a fairly small high school, so I wanted to stay kind of in the smaller realm for colleges, and the fact that I could walk around campus and my professors would know my name and know who I am and remember having me a semester ago or 2 semesters ago made the campus feel more like home, which is exactly what I wanted. I also just really wanted to branch out and get out of Maryland. So to be able to go about a 9-hour drive away was really exciting for me, just to try something new. But I absolutely fell in love with the campus the moment I stepped on foot, and I ended up EDing and got in, so I wouldn't change a thing.
Hi, it's Paige. I can also jump in on this. So like many of the other student panelists, I was looking at a ton of schools, mainly up north because I've lived in South Carolina my whole life, so I was looking for snow. But same kind of thing. I'd gone to Charleston for years, just on family vacations, and I came down to the college, and it was actually an experience that I had at an admissions weekend that totally changed my mind, because I was actually able to speak for about an hour with the department head of the art history department. And then every time I emailed her a question, she immediately got back to me, which was something that I was not experiencing at these other large institutions, and really made me feel like I would have a place at the college, that my professors would care about me, and that they're giving individualized attention. Also, as I mentioned before, I'm a double major. Economics is in the business school, art history is in the School of the Arts, and at some larger institutions, they make it really difficult to double major, especially across schools like that. So that's something that I love about CFC, the flexibility in double majoring, and they actually encourage it.
Go ahead.
Okay, this is Jordan again. I'm actually a teaching fellow, so they kind of pick your school, and that was the best thing that Sarah kind of did for me, is kind of pick the College of Charleston. After I got accepted down here, I came for a tour, and I saw how close King Street was to the college, and I just fell in love with it. Just kind of the atmosphere in Charleston, it's totally different to where I'm from. I'm from Florence, South Carolina. I love that we're able to walk everywhere, and then I really like our size of the college, because kind of like everyone else has said on here, your professors really do know you. They care about you. They will email you if you miss class. They are very dedicated to actually teaching you, and you're growing as a student.
This is Nick Brown. I'll piggyback on what everybody is saying and echo what everybody has said. I visited probably 12 or 13 schools like Trevor did, and really learned what I liked out of a school and what I didn't like out of school. And Charleston wasn't originally on the list, and I was at a different school. And then during my tour, I was like, you know what? Let me just check out Charleston just to see what it's like. And so from the moment that I stepped foot, I felt like the College of Charleston was my home. And I felt like it was a place where I could truly be myself and grow as a person in the 4 years in undergrad. I felt like the different opportunities that the College of Charleston had, I had the opportunity to become a name and not just a number, like I felt like I would be at a lot of different schools. And so I can tell you from my experience in undergrad, everything that I thought about the College of Charleston was true. I truly came to know myself, which is kind of like a motto of the college, know thyself. And I loved it so much, loved my college experience so much that I chose it a second time and decided to come to grad school here too. So that just goes to show you that I and many other people have wonderful experiences at the College of Charleston.
I would like to throw in something as well. I actually did not go on a college tour and all of that. I had already I was set on what school I was going to as early as sophomore year of high school. And the reason why I chose College of Charleston is because they really earned my money, I guess you could say. I came for the move experience, like Morgan had mentioned. It's that overnight experience. And in those less than 48 hours, I saw every reason why I needed to be here. Like people have mentioned, that one-on-one attention that you get, that's very real. The type of support that you get, not just from people who are your advisors, but you truly do have people at the College of Charleston who care about you as an individual. And there's contacts that I have in my phone that if I could text them right now and say, you know, hey, I have this question, can you help me with this? They would hop on it in that moment. And for me, that was important, that family atmosphere, because that was something that, you know, my mom was really big on too. She didn't want to leave me in no hands. And she jokes and says, like, I have aunts and uncles at the school, but the school really is a family atmosphere. No matter how many students you see, you always have a special spot in each of the administrators' eyes.
Wow. Thank you, everybody. Some great insights, some great experiences that you shared. Thanks to all of our student panelists today. You really hopefully put our viewers into your shoes and could get a feel for what student life is like at the College of Charleston. That concludes our student panel. I will turn it over to Devin. Actually, we do have one more question. I think, Morgan, did you want to address something?
Yeah, really quick. I just want to explain MOVE to the student who asked. So MOVE stands for Multicultural Overnight Visitation Experience. So it's basically a 2-day event that you can register for. I'm not sure what those dates will look like. Of course, you can just monitor our website that Rebecca shared with you in the chat. Just monitor that to check out when those new dates are. But basically, it's a 2-day event that allows you to experience the campus. You'll be able to stay overnight with another student who's already at the College of Charleston, so you'll be able to ask them questions. You'll be able to meet other students as well. And this is reserved specifically for accepted students. So it's an awesome way for you to visit classrooms. You'll go through, you'll sit through a class. You'll be able to eat in our dining halls. Also, we have different activities depending on what season we're doing it. So, you know, sometimes the students will be able to sit through plays, or we'll take them to like the bowling alley, different things like, or the movies. So it's a really amazing experience if you want to take advantage of it. I would definitely look into that through the link Rebecca shared with you.
Great, thank you for that clarification, Morgan. I appreciate it. All right, so now we'll turn it back over to Devin.
Thank you, Will, and thank you so much to our panelists. I say this every time we have a student panel, but you all are amazing. And as an alumna, I'm so proud to call you all our current students and future alums, because I just am always so impressed and so thankful for your perspectives. So thank you all again for joining us tonight. And to our prospective applicants and guests that have been tuning in this evening, I just want to thank you all for joining us. I know you have a lot going on as you prepare for this next school year, and all the things that come with Mondays and maybe tropical storms on your end. So thank you for giving us a moment of your time to share with you all about the student experience at the College of Charleston. Just a quick reminder, and I mentioned this earlier, but we have a fantastic virtual visitor center that's live on the web. And here you can find opportunities to connect with your admissions counselor, sign up for a virtual information session, a one-on-one with the counselor. We also have opportunities to talk with different representatives from each of our 6 schools. That'll be starting up again soon. So during this time where we can't be on campus in person, please make sure that you're connecting with us on the web, because we are here for you. And one more quick note, we will be offering another virtual open house on September 23rd. That's a Wednesday, and that event will focus on the academic experience. So we'll have a student panel again, of course, but we're also going to hold a panel with professors and other deans from the college. So be on the lookout for that opportunity to register. With that, I'm going to wish you all a good evening. Thank you again for joining, and we hope to see you next time. Take care.